After the British Grand Prix in 2016, Williams and Symantec agreed to run a penetration test to see are there any vulnerabilities at the track.
I mean, essentially, security testing plays a very fundamental role in securing anything that a company would tend to use.
We want to know. There's no point in burying your head or not looking.
The drive to the test was to access these two workstations. One workstation was with deployed Symantec agent and one was without.
We placed some real race telemetry data from Azerbaijan on an area of storage, and we set the challenge for the penetration tester to try and get to that data.
So the first target machine we looked at was the one that wasn't protected by the agent.
The worst case scenario was that the penetration tester would get on our network very quickly. And that's what happened. We had a secondary wireless network that was used for things like barcode scanners. It was using MAC authentication, and they got onto that in minutes. They then found a vulnerability once they were on that network that meant they could have performed a denial of service attack on our infrastructure. By the end of that day, we had removed the network, and we've also fixed the vulnerability that they found. So within that same day, and before we got to the next race, our systems were much more secure than they had been before we ran the penetration test. So without doubt, it was extremely valuable to have run this exercise. Data center services that we run was able to keep the penetration tester away from the data, even after we'd given in the username and password.
We even tried privilege escalation to local administrator, and it still denied us access at that point.
It proved that SEP and data center services work for us, protect our infrastructure at the track, protect our data, but also alert us when someone is trying to get in, which I think in the past, sometimes we've been a bit blind to any attempts that there've been to get onto our networks or get to our data. We can now see what's going on. What we learned through the penetration test is the network vulnerabilities that we have and the other vulnerabilities that were in our network are the same that are faced by any of Symantec's customers. So you can take the learnings from what we've done, and I would absolutely recommend these proactive penetration tests to anyone.